Welcome back to the 7997 podcast. We are your hosts, Chris and my lovely wife, Jackie.
Oh, well, thank you.
You doing the robot over there?
Maybe. Hey, guys.
And as always, every minute, every second, every hour, we're trying to get closer to each other and closer to you guys. Thank you for commenting.
You're so dramatic.
If you're commenting, you should be subscribed to. Just
Please
to
and thank you, guys.
Like, comment, subscribe, buy us a coffee. I don't even think we said that last episode. You know, it's so much, like you say it over and over again. You guys already know. You're on YouTube. You've been here long enough. You know what the thing is.
You know what to do, guys.
Click all the buttons.
Please and thank you.
So you can see more of our content, and we know that you actually want to see more content.
Push the buttons.
Yes.
We greatly appreciate it.
So, last week we talked about if Kamala wins the election, will we go back for that? The answer was a resounding no.
It's a no.
Nothing against Kamala, but, you know, there's far too many problems for one or two election cycles to fix. Unless something drastic really happens.
Unless something real drastic happens. Like real drastic.
But we live in these unprecedented times.
You know, I'm just saying.
You never know what might happen.
You never know.
But I think the bigger question
and a
is...
mule action going, I might go back for my 40 acres and my mule.
Good luck with that.
Okay, I'm just saying. You said drastic. That's drastic. I wouldn't mind a little reparations, little Uncle Reppy.
They're going to give you 40 acres in the middle of South Dakota somewhere.
That's all right. This is my 40 acres. You said
ice.
Said the last episode, well, I don't know where I want to live. I might want to be outside of a larger city. See, South Dakota. Move on.
There are no large cities in South
There
Dakota.
are two. It is a capital city.
That don't mean it's large.
Oh, help us, Lord. Gone.
What is it, Bismarck?
Yes.
See, I know my little
geography. You gone.
That's probably North Dakota, but whatever. Same thing.
I think it's Bismarck,
just split in two. So the question is, like, why, as we thought about, why would we leave Mexico?
Mexico specifically.
And not necessarily to come back to the U.S., but to maybe go someplace else. And again, as we started the last episode, thinking about why did we leave in the first place? Again, there's that politics,
cost of living,
safety, the violence, the racism, and one that I didn't really say last episode, but really like seeing the world. You know,
and done more international too.
Right, you've done more international traveling than I have. This is my first time out of the country into Mexico, but I definitely wanted to, before I leave this earth, see a little bit more of it.
It's amazing.
What did you say?
It's amazing.
Oh, the earth?
What?
Oh, it's ugly, disgusting, and amazing at the same time. It's that
no, it's the people that make it ugly and disgusting. But
yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Shoot.
So, kind of things like, what would we leave Mexico for? What are some things that would push us out of Mexico, or that would draw us to someplace else from Mexico? Because secretly, we've been looking at other options. If you kind of look at the world and see what's out there, you start seeing some stuff that, man, that looks kind of nice too. That look like it might be good.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that under wraps until we happen to make a decision any one way or the other.
Right.
No time soon.
Right.
But is there something that would, in Mexico, that you would say, if this happened in Mexico, I would really want to get out?
Yeah. Well, you all should know me by now. I'm more of the touchy-feely, heart kind of a person, right? Husband over there is head person. So for me, it would be community, and that's why I've always been drawn to go back to Africa, because of the sheer heart palpitations I got when I was there, you know. And it's not even being dramatic. It's just, I felt like I was home. You know what I mean? I felt like I was home, and the rhythms, the music, the people, we sound alike, we looked alike, like literally looked alike. I found a girl, we could have been, you know, at least first cousins. And so it's like, to be in a community like that, and it's not about being around all black people, it's about what community do I belong to? You know what I mean? Do I feel most comfortable in? And in that, for answering it for me, being in an all-brown community like South Africa was just amazing. So community and having the warm and fuzzies, you know, that's always amazing. It wasn't a perfect environment because there's still systemic, you know, they're still coming out of their racist things and apartheid, which was like American Jim Crow, like and all
South
of that.
Africa specifically. Right?
Exactly, South Africa specifically. So it was not this a perfect system, but it definitely gave me warm and fuzzy vibes. vibes. So community would be one.
And I think one thing that was interesting you said while you were there, there's still this sort of tiered system. And as a Black American, you actually were above
The indigenous
Black people that were there.
Yep.
Which is sad, number one.
Yeah.
But the way the U.S. has kind of positioned itself in the world, a lot of places you go as an American, you are given some higher status, right?
Yeah.
And also other places where you are the first to get shot in the head because we don't like y'all Americans.
Right.
You know, you go to Russia, they're going to throw you in jail. They don't care who you are. You are a bargaining token now. But yeah, please continue with your next point. I'm sorry.
We also were thinking about quality of life, cost of living, right? And so there are, believe it or not, other places.
There are a lot of places that are even cheaper than Mexico. I'd say less expensive than Mexico. Because it's not cheap as in quality. The quality is great.
You gotta be very careful. Correct.
Be very careful about that.
Yeah.
But places in Southeast Asia, places in Eastern Europe,
Africa, yeah,
are also very inexpensive compared to not only Mexico, of course, the United States, and offer a lot of these places offer a similar type of lifestyle.
Correct.
That you can get in the U.S. in a lot of ways.
Good
for a fraction of the
healthcare.
cost. Good healthcare.
Yeah.
Big point about healthcare, which is one I've been thinking about lately, is that I'm a kidney transplant recipient. And this kidney does not last forever. Maxes out 20 years tops if I treat it well. This belly is not treating it well right now. I need to get rid of the belly.
No comment,
y'all. But there is, looking ahead, there's going to be some point where I'm going to need to replace this kidney or go back on dialysis or something. Like the kidney's just not going to be there forever. And I don't know if Mexico is the place where I want to possibly do a transplant. Looking into it, like it's not probably the best option they have a lot of great healthcare here. Transplantation is not one of the best things they do.
Oh, okay.
America is much, much better at that. There are other countries that are more developed that are much, much better at that.
Okay.
So, when the time comes that I may start needing that, option of healthcare, that will be a big kind of draw for me to go someplace else that has, a healthcare system that is better equipped for that type of procedure.
Yeah.
So that's something definitely I'm kind of thinking about as well. Like, Mexico's great for now, but it doesn't necessarily meet every single need forever. And as you kind of change your lifestyle and where you are in life, you're going to find places that fit better with, where you are at that point in life. And I think that's one of the things. It's
personalized, right?
It's personalized for sure.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Also, I would say cultural things too, and seeing sights and of course part of culture is learning about the people, their food, things of that nature, and maybe just doing something special and different. We grew up on the water because we were from Washington, D.C., but that's a river. And creeks, you know what I'm saying? So you got rivers and creeks in the Chesapeake Bay, but we've never.
The bay goes out into the Atlantic.
I know,
it's not far from the Atlantic.
But we had it's still a car ride.
Yeah, you got to drive across the state.
You got to drive, get 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour away to get to a beach. You know what I mean? We could go to the waterfront and do those kinds of activities, but we've never lived on a beach. We've never had those experiences. We've never lived in the mountains.
You live in the mountains.
Well, we do live in the mountains.
It's not like we're in the mountains, but it's not. I think what you stereotypically think of in the mountains, like a cabin and.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're in the mountains for sure.
Okay. All right. I recant my statement. I am been corrected. You're annoying. But we've never lived near tropical rainforests and things of that nature.
All kinds of things we haven't experienced.
Yeah,
sure.
Gone shopping to get $2, shrimp.
Yeah.
That would be just go.
Because we're inland right now. Seafood is not cheap inland.
No.
If you're on the shore, it's a different thing. But,
absolutely not.
We're too far from the coast.
Oh my goodness. So different experiences, and just being able to. For me, it's also a learning process because for me anyway, when I go traveling, I'm looking to see what it is that I can learn from others, and maybe along the way I can drop off some nuggets too. You know what I mean? So I just think it'd be amazing to go see what else there is out there to learn, you know, because we're still relatively young, relatively healthy, and I don't want to be, you know, walking with a cane, or, you know, if that's my how do you say it? I just would like to make the choices to do some more traveling while we are more physically able.
Right, more able to do it.
And, you know, without a whole lot of impairment. Yes, we are overweight, and we know that. We read your comments. Thanks for reminding us. But, you know, but thank the Lord, we're not wheelchair bound. We're not bound by oxygen tanks and things like that. We still got get up and go, you know. So while we can, I would love to do that.
Yeah. I would say...
Sorry if that was so long-winded.
You know, possibly like the political situation here in Mexico is always in flux. It's changing. It's very different, I think, to what we are used to in the U.S. In that, like I see it in the comments for sure, of like, you know, when the election happens, 30 people get killed that were running against the person that wins. And it's like there is a presence of the cartel and the government, and they really are working together in a lot of ways. They are a lot of give and take of like, we allow so much for you to do, and you also help us in some other ways. So I don't know if it gets to a point where that situation gets out of balance. And it spills the government over. Gets a little crazy, cartel gets a little crazy. You know, the balance of sort of what kind of evens things out. I'm sure plenty of parts of the country, I'm sure, are out of balance right now. We happen to be fortunate in a place where it's pretty safe for the most part. But, you know, at some point there may not be a safe haven in the country.
That's true.
So, you know, as the political situation changes, as many governments are doing around the world, they're trying to find ways, even within democratic situations, to hold on to power for as long as possible.
So things can pop off, right?
Right. And like, no matter where you go on this earth, you're going to probably have some kind of weird, messed up political situation. Like, there is no great political place, I think, when it comes to running a country and running people and being in charge of money and resources and people's lives and livelihoods. People don't know how to act. They get a little crazy.
Yeah, there's some better systems, but nothing's perfect.
Right, so it could get bad enough that maybe we feel like we need to leave here. And also, the cost of living here is also on the rise.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, go
so
ahead.
Like, while it is less expensive than America, it's inexpensive. Depending on where you are, you can still be paying American prices. The city we're in, you can still be paying $3,000 to $4,000 a month for rent. You're going to get more for it, but you can still be paying that much money.
And of course, let's be clear though, that $3,000 rent would be 5 or 6 in the States.
Absolutely.
The house is going to be laid, I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. And pools probably, and maid service included and all. So, I mean, it's a different quality of life.
For sure.
But if you don't want to pay $3,000 a month, you still don't have to.
Right, like my paycheck can get any bigger. So
like,
whether I get more for that $3,000 or less, I still can't afford it.
Right.
And even Mexico as a country is really on the upswing now. It's really becoming a lot stronger. It's having a bigger presence in the world. Like a lot of things.
We keep encouraging y'all to come.
Right. And even looking at like as relations between the U.S. and China get more tense, Chinese companies are coming to Mexico and setting up because there already is this great relationship financially between U.S. and Mexico, and using that sort of a loophole to get around any sanctions or tariffs that may be put on Chinese things.
So like for different manufacturing, right?
Right. So as they shut down the connection to China, they just say, "Oh, we're going to come over to Mexico and do business there."
They come south of the border.
They come and bring in a whole bunch of money and an influx of, you know, influence as well with it.
And workers too.
And workers and jobs, and, you know, they're enabling the economy now. Particularly like Monterrey, I think, is a big city that's really being driven by Chinese companies coming in. So the complexion of what Mexico was in the past and is now is changing dramatically. So it's going to really come up, I think, in the next couple of years, decades to come. You'll see it being more powerful, more expensive. People have a better life, and with better life generally comes bigger bills. So there's always that. So, you know, what you might find as an inexpensive comparison to America right now might not always be that way.
Right, it's true.
So if that happens, again, there's a chance that maybe we move.
I'm out.
And also job situations. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you kind of heard about my job situation of moving down to Mexico and having my pay cut because of that. So like in the future, I'm really looking for a job that's really portable across country lines, borders. Like it doesn't matter where you are. And there are a lot of companies out there that do that. They're getting fewer and fewer every day, it feels like. But having the ability to have a job and make money that you can take with you means that you don't have to
worth.
Paid your worth.
Get paid your worth.
Or close enough.
Yeah.
Enough that you can have a comfortable life so that you can move around and not feel like I have to be tied to this geographic region because my company is tied to the geographic region. I can kind of get up and move anywhere. And like if I want to go live for 6 months in Indonesia and go live for 6 months in Vietnam and 6 months in Albania, like you can go wherever you feel like. And I think to me that is a hopeful reality. I think it is a future that a lot of people would like to have. It's a present that a lot of people are actually living right now, particularly if you own your own business.
Correct.
That's online.
Yeah.
You can kind of do that from anywhere in most places.
That is correct.
That
I'm encouraging him to do
digital
anyway.
nomad thing. But yeah, I think that again would be a draw to say, hey, I don't have to be tied to this particular place. Let's go see the world, live out of a suitcase if we have to, and go do that thing. So that would be awesome as well. So this is, I guess, a balancing act here of saying, we always tell you Mexico is great because Mexico is great in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the end all be all. It's not necessarily your savior, your safe haven, your place to kind of come in and go woosah.
It's one of many countries.
Many places.
And it's a good space and place to be.
Yeah.
If you can be here, but it's not the end all be all.
Right. And at the end of the day, we are citizens of Earth. And I think
we're Earth citizens.
As we start to realize that,
so
world outside of the U.S. isn't necessarily as darkly painted as some would like it to be painted. It's actually a lot of nice places out there that you're missing out on.
Amazing.
People tell you are S-hole countries and they're not really. Go check them out.
Not even close.
They're really beautiful and nice and sometimes better than where you are right now.
You better say it. Always better.
So hopefully we can open, horizons, have you thinking more outside of what's in the U.S., living abroad, to redefine your life virtually in the summit.
What a segue.
What a segue.
Yeah. Are you going to plug it? Or is it going to be over by then?
I think we'll be close to the time it's coming out. This is pre-virtual summit, August 10th through 11th. Link is always in the description to go check that out.
Drop us a comment if you attended,
if you attended, just post it should be post. Oh, I think it actually will be after the event.
Okay.
So
drop us a comment if you attended.
You see how organized we are in all this.
We are, because you just said in your head it's gonna be after the fact.
I just did math in my head.
You're welcome. Drop us a comment
if you guys happen to attend that Redefine Life Abroad Summit that we've been plugging for the last couple of weeks. Let us know how you liked it. If you enjoyed it, was it valuable to you? We'd love to know that. So as always, like, comment, subscribe.
Buy us a coffee.
Watch another video.
Cuídate.
What Arias Garce? Take care and take a chance.
Y'all be safe. Yes.
Yes.
Love you. Go register to vote.
Y'all all right.
Y'all go vote.
This is the 7997 Podcast, your home for raw and honest conversation, featuring Chris and Jacki, with new episodes every Sunday, wherever you get your podcasts.